Welcome to the Mystic Cave Zone, the first level in Sonic 2 that is thematically consistent with the level that came before it. We started the game in a tropical paradise, then went to a chemical factory, ancient ruins, and a casino. Going from a mountain to a mine is about the only time in this game that the level order makes sense. But whatever, now we're in the Mystic Cave, and as far as the nature versus technology theme of the game goes, this is the one level where nature is clearly winning. Whoever was digging around in this place, nature came in and kicked industry's butt. Not only do dangling vines camouflage bridge controls and appear to be the only safe way down some of the shafts, but the whole cave appears to be covered in some sort of green glowing moss. If I had to guess, I'd say the cave gets the mystic part of its name from the fact that it is clearly haunted. Spiked platforms push out of the side of the walls, crates levitate in circles, and this happens. I'm not even sure what this thing is, but it is super dangerous. But the machines aren't completely gone. Two particularly annoying badniks hang around in this level. The first is a sneaky little bugger bot that hides in the walls, waiting to strike when you least expect. And the second doesn't hide at all because it doesn't have to. It is a robot lightning bug that becomes completely invincible when it's flashing. The zone itself is one of the more interesting ones in the game. There aren't a whole lot of secrets, but every few feet offers a new branching path. Unfortunately, you'll always end up in the same place, but the layout of the level still gives you that lost in the maze feeling. Robotnik's gimmick at the end of this level is, to nobody's surprise, a rocket-powered drill machine. In between attempts to give Sonic the most unsanitized dental work in history, Robotnik will retreat into the cave ceiling, hoping that a loose stalactite will do the job for him. It's not a super hard boss battle, just take your time, watch the rocks, and you'll send Robotnik packing again in no time. But wait, there's more! While the original version of the game features a deep hole with spikes from which there is no escape once you're in, the 2013 mobile version of the game offers up something completely different. If you take the plunge into the pit, you end up in the Hidden Palace Zone. It looks like even further down in the mines lies the flooded remains of a lost civilization. Apparently, this zone was originally intended to be a level that unlocked after collecting all of the Chaos Emeralds, but the zone got scrapped late into the development of Sonic 2, with the only trace of its existence being some screenshots from magazines and the level's soundtrack being left in the game's audio files. Restored for the 2013 mobile version, the Hidden Palace harkens back to the old Labyrinth Zone, once again forcing you to navigate through a series of platforms and underwater sections filled with spiked obstacles. 4 enemies will hinder your path this time around, starting with these rocket-powered Robo-Bats. And while the bats have the air covered, these mechanical jellyfish hang around in the water. They don't really do much, but they can grab and electrocute you if you're not careful. Meanwhile, 2 dinosaur-themed robots have the ground covered. The first is a Triceratops with wheels instead of legs that charges at you. And the second, a tiny robotic T-Rex, might be the most adorable badnik since Rexon. This little guy looks like a roboticized Charmander, complete with fire breath. And yes, Robotnik seems to have followed you down into this secret zone too, implementing one of his most unusual gimmicks yet. Outfitting his Eggmobile with a trombone, Robotnik hovers over you, using the sound to cause spiked explosives to fall out of the cave ceiling. He'll stay out of reach until you can get the large bomb to explode under him, which brings him down just long enough to get some hits in. There's only one act in this zone, but it is a neat one. The design gives off the impression of a lost civilization, and you can even see a little bit of narrative start to form, with Robotnik's search for the Chaos Emerald starting from the top of the mountain into an abandoned mine, and finally, the Hidden Palace. Only to discover that the giant emerald he was looking for was a fake. At which point, Robotnik turns to the comforting power of music. Okay, maybe that's a little too far. But that concludes the underground portion of the game, so what did you think of this lost level? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe, pass this video around to your friends, and come back next week for the Oil Ocean Zone.